I'm definitely not prepared for tonight. I have not had a chat to Harpocrates, and I have not had a read of everything that happened between us and Ozma. Tonight's just all about the side quests, and honestly, that can wait. So let's start with Port Isolde. We need to figure out what is going on with our doggo. Our doggo was looking wistfully towards Rosaria. We need to understand why immediately. Hey, boy. Happy boy. We're heading to the Rookery, whatever that is.
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy.
Appropriate response.
I wasn't being serious.
I refuse to believe that a wooden boat would survive 18 years like that. At the very minimum, it will be rotted through. Oh wow, another playable area.
Hasn't changed at all.
Wow, okay. We're at a place called Mist, which is disconnected from the main area here, and we can't teleport back.
Rookery's right through those trees. Come on.
The Rookery? Are we just saying castle or something? Also, Rookery. I'm definitely going to fuck up the pronunciation of that one for sure. Wookery, most likely.
Race you there? I bet I could still beat you.
Jogging like this you wouldn't, but anyway. Oh wow.
Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal?
I stopped questioning how he could climb ladders about, I don't know, 14 days ago.
Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, Shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy?
And this is for Torgal's benefit, not yours, Clive. The hell?
This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either.
That's going straight into our room.
That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going.
Castle's still such a long way away. Resolved sigh.
You always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
More than words indeed. Resolved sigh. Come on, game. There we go. Displayed in Clive's chambers. Remember, Clive, your blade is not your only weapon. Rodney Murdoch. Before we burn him to death. Torgal's attack potency. Nice. I think we've already got the standard version of that, but that is a +1. And I think that also gives us access to the Genji gloves now. So before we go to Waloed, I'll swing past and pick those up. Torgal just wanted to show us our sword and a bunch of armor. He's a good boy. The best boy, really. I will check out that missive and that curio later. Otherwise, I'm going to be here all day. Got to try and get through 11 side quests, and I don't know if I'll be successful or not, but we'll see how we go. Genji gloves.
Here you are.
What do these things do? If the drunken galley captain I shared a table with last night is to be believed, word of your exploits has made its way across the seas to the great continents. Oh wow. Outside of Alcea. What is more, she claims there are those who would see you flourish, herself being one such woman. Garath. I don't know who those people are.
Come again. I may have more for you.
You will much later, and I don't know if getting all the renown in the game is required for the last reward, or whether it will stop before that. Really? 5% flat? I guess that's okay, because a lot of the other accessories basically are something like maybe 15% if I'm lucky, or 30% for that one, but that one's kind of trash. 5% across everything is not actually that bad. So low though. Right, let's go to Waloed.
Run like the wind.
So there's something over there ahead of us, but there is also a little village on the right here that I completely ignored.
The entire village looks abandoned.
Another one.
Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
Pretty judgmental to assume that there's a house here that a bookworm would live in, like the largest one, for example. Could be anywhere. What's in there? Hey, yeah, what's my potion supply like? Very poor. Should have refilled that back at the hideaway. That's right, I don't think we're fighting another Ultima anytime soon. Royal Intelligencer, that's Benedicta and Co. The tragic fire at Kea Norvent... Oh, okay, I'll read this one because this one's actually relevant. In the wake of the tragic fire at Kea Norvent in 873V and the subsequent depletion of one of our most highly practiced intelligences, that was where we fought Benedicta, and yeah, that was 873. All mainland strongholds were instructed to redouble training in clandestine maneuvers, improvised weaponry, and assassination techniques, and dispatch promising volunteers to Stonehere for inspection. This report details progress made by the stronghold at Garnick in reinvigorating Waloed's ranks of esteemed intelligences. This is interesting. So this was actually a stronghold for the intelligences 5 years ago, and since then, it has been flooded and abandoned.
Logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks?
It mentioned the word Garnick there. Stronghold at Garnick. The barracks might have been nearby or might have been part of this town, but it was definitely here. I'm not going to bother reading that.
His interests were certainly varied.
Oh, this is branding. This is branding. White of flower and black of root, the latter of which gives out an inky goer when cast or crushed. Tribesmen as Northern Storm prick their skin with oaken needles soaked as such, drawing curious patterns. The gall is passing toxicate, that a single drop taken by mouth may result in cramps most painful for 5 days and 5 nights, or if applied to a wound, certain death. Should a slip of the needle end a young warrior's life, it is said that his skin prints failed to find favour among the heavens. That's branding. Tale of Wyvern. Wyvern poison. Ugh. I don't care what your comment is, Clive. I'm not reading about the Mughals. From a Distance. Chapter 16. Relevance. The Fall of the Bearers. The emergence of the first magic adepts was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title with which those with the gift came to be commonly known is most likely a contraction of Bearer of the Heavenly Blessing, the wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were lauded as living crystals, and granted high office and plentiful reward for their status as chosen ones. What the hell happened? Over the years, this reverence for their kind would become a full-fledged religion led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove faithful. The divers nations, what the hell was a divers nation, of the time were unanimous of their disapproval of the founding of the church. While the authorities had for years welcomed bearers into positions of power in their own structures of state, they were mistrusting of an organization led by bearers for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten the church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting adherents from their homes, and breaking up meeting by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist this persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of ever-increasing bloodshed and rancor, and a growing rift between those born with the blessing and those without. What began with beatings and street clashes would eventually spill over into an all-out war that consumed the greater part of the twins for nigh a generation and decimated the population of men and bearers both. The deluge of blood that stained the land crimson and left an even more lasting mark upon the minds of the Valistaean people. After the bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nations of Valistea came together to sign the Continental Accord. That wasn't all that long ago. I've read that with time somewhere. That's only like 20 years or something, 100 years at the very most. That initiated the system of slavery that persists across the realm to this day. Its well-known phrase, bearers are other than human, has its roots in the bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed's only excuse for their calamitous refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destinies. The bearers had a lot more power. They formed or unionized, and they were crushed.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
And yeah, we've got a battle outside because we definitely can't teleport out, and our objective is to leave Garnick. Everywhere right now is locked out. How do I zoom out? Like that. Alright. What are we murdering? Guessing it's going to be a humanoid intelligence or two.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Cute.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make.
Whose decision is it
By
then?
one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Or I can accidentally set the book on fire with my wisps and my ignition and whatever have you.
Let's see, shall we?
Oops.
Slow.
A little bit lace on the cooldown there. Yeah, they're only level 31 and 40. This is not going to last very long.
Let's try.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that particular ability at all. It did get me up to level 3 very quickly there, but it's not doing terribly much for me, I think. Oops. Fucked up again there, but it's fine. I live in hope of Darksteel.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass.
So in other words, I don't know
It
is a valid
question
answer.
of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
Okay,
So you're trying to control the truth.
we are Planescape Torment now.
Trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Yeah, is it really safe to go back to the hideaway?
Damn it.
We're going to go back to the hideaway, deliver the book to
Give
Vivian.
this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
We're going to deliver it back to Vivian, but this bloke is going to know where we went, and I'm very worried that we're making a mistake here by delivering this book. I mean, I'm fully aware that we don't have a choice, but this is probably asking for trouble because we're going to lead him straight back to our hideaway. Ripon Sensei, how you doing? It's definitely not the final day. Absolutely not. If I'm lucky, I might be able to get these side quests done tonight.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
No mention is made. I can't read. No mention is made as to the name of the author. Interesting.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors.
They may or may not have followed me
Let
back.
keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
It's the author. The whole belief begets truth or whatever reminds me a lot of Planescape Torments. If you don't know what that is, please play it. Another curio. We'll check that out later as well. Oh, another quest. What the hell? Got another missive. Are you saying we've now got... No, it's something new there. Balls. Alright, let's go to Mid's Dungeon. Let's go up here, pick up these two and check them out. And this is all tonight's going to be, just going through the side quests. Bam, bam, bam.
What do you think happened to Miss Middledore? I heard she was kicked out of the university.
It'd be worse, I could have broken something else.
Sid, You have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No? Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
Cute.
It's Miss Mididol. She's been acting strange.
Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Ah, right after she got back from saving you from Stoneir.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Mididol's inventions.
Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol back together? She seems really sad.
I'm not a little worried about her. She can look after herself, but yeah, we'll play along.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us?
She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, it's much worse than that. Where was the other one? Up there. Let's trigger that one and then we'll go downstairs into the dungeon.
I will not let them be forgotten.
Rosaria?
May I have a moment?
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
So you want to kill yourself. Great.
The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons.
Ah, that might be the
We were
inaccessible
tortured
area in Halfcom.
until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone. And few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash and recover the registry so that my brothers and sisters might live on.
No, I think it would be a better deed if I did it instead.
You were a good friend, Herman.
I'd get renowned for it
The
as
fact
well.
remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please, even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Badbach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Halfcom?
Vida Grace,
No!
hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
That may be the village on the opposite side of the plains. It's either that or it's maybe in the forest where we found the grave on the previous stream. That's not the locked off area.
Has Mididol mentioned a new project?
Right, the kids say you're upset. Is that true?
Mid, if you have a...
answer was right here under my arse all along. If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it.
It's a very positive way of looking at it.
Chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got him? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the double crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, she wants something special,
no,
right?
They'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
I'm struggling to recall where Old Hill is.
Miss Shirley says your book's made quite an impression.
It's not coming to mind whether it's in Sambarek or Rosario or somewhere else. Who am I speaking to? Someone over there. Just want to pick up another quest along the way. I might actually go and read the missives in my chambers. I won't check out the curios. I'll do that at the end of the stream. And pick up that quest in there.
First the skies, then the crystal.
There's going to be a lot of running around today, I'm afraid. Fine hound. The two of you have been together for what probably feels like a lifetime now, but there is still a lot you have to learn about that hound of yours. He'd step in front of a bloody raging behemoth if it meant protecting you. Absolutely, he's the best boy. But that don't mean you should take it for granted. At the end of the day, he's a hound, and sometimes he just wants someone to pat his head and rub his belly and give him a handful of Kupo nuts. Karen? He's a hound. He's a doggo. He's not a fucking Moogle. We do not give doggos Kupo nuts. You do good to remember that. Yeah, no. Making amends. Master Clive, I am aware there are matters of such much greater import which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me in the shelves that I might ask a single favour concerning His Highness, Prince Dion. Absolutely.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
Something about Prince Dion, can't you read, Clive?
Lawsman Hippocrates. I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor.
You're originally from
This
Sambarek.
was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons. His studies no longer being deemed necessary.
By whom?
I
Himself?
have not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Who deemed his studies
spoken with
unnecessary?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see.
In the past, maybe, but not
I'm
now.
ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail.
What?
Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the colour.
Sounds like we're
There
going
is
back to
a
Waloed.
waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
So that's what the flowers are that we see in the cutscenes. Hippocrates, you're definitely not responsible for him stabbing his father in the chest. That is not... You are not to blame for that, really. Chaos theory and all that, but you are not to blame for that. Rickmal's Roost. I don't remember that place either, so... I'm assuming that is in... I mean, he said across the strait, so I'm assuming that's in Waloed.
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Check the hunt board.
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
Mm-hmm.
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Old Bidza, or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Nice mark. Alright. We have 3 crests. Where is Old Hill? Travaged. Okay, that's the Adamantus. I'm here, so you know what? I might as well deal with that right now.
Good girl. Here we are again. Karava. If you were a tortoise, Torgal, where would you hide?
No comment from Torgal. I didn't realize that Ambrosia could flap her wings like that. Just gotta hold down the X button.
It looks like we found him.
Not even hiding, just out in the open. Desert Tour. Helps if I actually dodge those things. Okay, gotta attack this thing from the front. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. Wow, okay. Let's pull you down. Get to work. Moved up to 10%. Very nice. Oh wow, you freaking blocked the Gungnir. That's terrible. That's actually terrible. It's actually blocking a lot of things here. Right. I don't got time for this. Yeah, the lightning rod does so much more for the stagger there. Just bounced off him. Just like that as well. Oh, come on. Okay, let's do that. And that should do it. Very annoying, but very easy.
If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Sounds fair and reasonable. Alright, where are these other two things? One is... Ah, Old Hill was the town where everyone was hanging out. I apologise, that's an absolutely terrible statement, but whatever. Where are we going? Just looking around. That said, I don't remember this warehouse at all. Did I just completely pass this area by? Must have done. Thank you. Alright, there's one.
It's well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
I don't think you need to use oil to oil ropes to hang people, Clive, but whatever. Where is the last one? There we go. More tallow?
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
Alright. Rickmar's Roost, is that at Walud? It is. It's somewhere in the Angry Gap. Right, we'll go there first, and then we need to head north. Yep, it is that area there. It's exactly where I thought it would be. Right, so we'll make for the Angry Gap, grab that, and then teleport back to the end of the area, and then go south.
This is no time to ride.
Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday, or whatever stream it was that I was here, but approaching this town reminded me so much of the Eyrie from Nier. I don't know why. There was just a massive bridge here, the way it was sort of built into the cliff. Something about the imagery triggered me. I might be overthinking it. Yeah, looking at that, that triggered me.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Hopefully I can get there without having to fight these ads. Brojo, you can work your way around that little stump. Don't want to fight you. Fighting things is fun, but
Flooded twice over.
I'm in a hurry.
Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
But I think I will murder that lindworm. Oh, not that. Jesus, terrible start. Nice. Oh, I think I just made up for it right there. Holy crap. Holy crap. Absolutely terrible start. Wow. That was completely accidental, I swear. I'm not that good. I think he's done. No, not quite. Got out of it. Only one.
Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm sure all the bearers would be very happy to see those, right? Let's go here now and head south. That went very smoothly. Got those two parries, and yeah, I still don't know how to get those parries properly. I know you have to attack when they attack, but it seems like they just happen randomly. And when they happen, it's great because you've got ample opportunity to punish them with no counterattack possibilities. If you push them into a stagger, like I did there, that's even better. But if I knew how to pull them off consistently, and could pull them off consistently, that would be great. Right, we're heading to the Bad Bash, however that's pronounced, Conservatory. The CH is a really weird syllable. Alright, I'm here. How do I get in? Through there by the looks. Oh god.
No need to ride from here.
Force dismount.
This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
Hopefully it turns out that there weren't 5 or 6 people who were raised here and then we all made our way back to the hideaway. Spoilers for a certain Final Fantasy game if you haven't played it. More bullshit. Conditioning schedule. Today's exercises will consist of the press yard, 20 sandbags for such duration and as instructor shall dictate. The furnace, burn intensity to be gradually increased. What the fuck? Live combat, 1 to 3 hellhounds depend. Oh god.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture.
Gotta make those bearers big and strong, right? At least I think they were bearers. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby incorporates this institution wherein juvenile bearers are to be granted the opportunity to give themselves in service to the state as soldiers. Trainees succumbing to the crystal's curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. Lovely. The graveyard is strictly reserved for the uncursed. Bearer disposal within its bounds is punishable by death.
Disposed of? Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry.
I mean this thing right here? I've recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjected them to. Oof. Did that cause a change of heart? I had not so much as thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe, but inquiries with the military confirmed it. It was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood. And now I see her everywhere. Today, one of the children smiled at me in the hope of receiving a few scraps from the table. It was her smile. The smile she inherited from her mother. The mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Dude, you're a fucking piece of shit. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughters, my wife's, all of them, all those children. So many have died at my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer. And so I've decided, tomorrow, I too must die. It will be the last order I give those poor wretches. The last torment I subject them to. I will command them to tear me limb from limb and inter my accursed corpse beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach to the sky in supplication. And beside me, my shame, my curse, the record of all their names. All those I have wronged. We're looking for a tree. Beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach to the sky.
This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Just wonder if there's a chest hiding behind there. What the fuck is wrong with people? Seriously.
A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here?
Anyone might find out.
There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see.
Hopefully a well-preserved book.
This must be the registry.
Lithification, succumb to conditioning, lithification, emaciation, discipline for attempting flight. Succumbed. Wasn't all that long ago either. Only 32 years ago.
So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. And where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose.
Yeah, we're in an ether flood area, so
This place is cursed.
it's to be expected. I'm getting messed up. And so still got adds up. We are wrecking the graveyard. Another parry. Again. More arson class. Alright, let's go for the lightning rod, set it up. There we go. I was worried we weren't hitting him. No, don't. Live. Head towards the enemy. Pointy end goes in mob.
Let's try.
Alright, he's almost stunned again. There we go. Get him down. Lightning rod's not up. Surprised I didn't take damage there. Oh, I dodged that.
Nice try.
It's just a case of go backwards until he stops spurting shit everywhere. Would have had that dodged. Whatever. Yeah, I'm getting careless now. I just want this guy down so I can move on.
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
No dark steel. Yeah, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. What the fuck is wrong with people? Why would you do that? I do really question whether the bear has killed him or not. In accordance with his final wishes. And if so, what did the bears do afterwards? Did they just run for the hills or what? Alright, let's make our way back to the hideaway because we've got some quests to turn in. Another missive, but hopefully not another side quest. I shouldn't have done my properties first. No, Vivian's done. What am I doing? Going to the dungeon. Oh, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. Nectar's got something new. I think we'll start with mid because if anyone's going to troll me and say, oh, you've got more to do, it's going to be you.
Mid? Tell me this is all you need.
A thin new layer to its protective shell once every 2 moons. Hundreds of years. Oof. Noisome lubricants. Noisome? I'm looking that word up. That makes me think loud.
Aw, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0. And a cogwheel. Just a tiny one, though that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
Wait.
Yeah, I know where that cogwheel is.
When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
Where did they put the cogwheel?
But why would they... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
Hopefully the kids have got it, and hopefully they didn't hide it somewhere, and or we don't need to murder something to get another one. Noisome doesn't mean noisy.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project?
According to the internet, it means very unpleasant or disgusting. Today I learned.
Sid, is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it?
Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales?
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find.
All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
We're all doomed.
I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
Well, did they have it?
Its purpose remains a mystery to all but Mid.
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place... Well, you just wait and see. That should do it.
Don't let the kids see this.
Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
Language.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them.
You're a terrible person.
A really hard one. So that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
I get that you don't want your inventions to be used for evil, but the world doesn't work that way, Mid. It just doesn't.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Please stop talking about dreams. You're reminding me of Yakuza 5. So outside of that ending there, I kind of figured halfway through that we wouldn't be getting the airship in the main game. Although we do have one in our chambers now, simply because that Mid was putting it together in a side quest like this. And if we didn't do the side quest, then presumably we wouldn't get it for later.
Has
Bummer.
Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Why would you do that, though? Why would you then pass it down to a future generation so that they can just repeat the same mistake according to you? That makes no sense. Mid, you are a terrible person. Herman, I got your book. I hope it was worth it.
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid. Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
And more besides. Concise and disturbingly detailed record of bearer orphan deaths. Come on, go.
If I may, the bearer registry.
Give it to Vivian, catalogue it, put it in the Times, and never bring it up again.
The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces, like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning, never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive, when so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you, Sid.
It's literally all we can do.
I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering. And in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
I don't want to sound flippant, but when you say all of Valisthea will know what happened, will they care? I don't think they will. And that's just awful. Alright, let me see if I can pick up 2 more quests on the way back to Harpocrates. There's nothing at the backyard. There's one outside his chambers. I'll pick that one up.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself.
Uncle Byron, what's up? The Reese Company.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
What's this in relation
You're
to?
far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
What exactly are we talking about?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are 2 key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes, but such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Trying to remember who he is.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
It's a side quest. I've got no idea what we're talking about, but yep, let's go with it.
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Okay, that's going to happen in a cutscene.
Thank you, Uncle.
No, thank you, Clive.
That name, though, I was associating it with someone in Northreach. You know, those fields in the north where the soldiers were training? I thought it was someone there, but no, it's in Randalar. We're meeting them at the gates. So maybe we'll meet them outside, or we'll meet them inside the capital in a cutscene.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
Don't sound so surprised. I'm very good at this stuff. When attendant blooms were discovered to lose their hue over time, the gardeners of early Valisthea made the fateful decision to investigate the practical properties of their roots instead. They found it was poisonous and they turned it into dye and they injected it into people. Why? Why would he ever do that?
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
That's a yes.
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
Alright, we're not done with this one yet. I won't trigger any other side quests just yet. We'll just grab Dion and get this one done.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time, then.
Not yet.
No. Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
I would love to know whose decision it was to take him out of his scholarly training to turn him into a dragoon. Was it his own choice, or his father's choice, family's choice, someone else perhaps? Who made that call? And did that call come about because they discovered you've got an icon hiding inside you?
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. and I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology.
Okay, so it sounds like it was his choice.
That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
I'm really missing the symbolism of the wyvern tail thing. Why is it so important? Also, we totally murdered a lindworm.
Do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him.
Very true.
For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost.
And it's good that they spoke, but I don't get the whole flower thing. I just don't.
I shall not forget this.
So that is a gift of one flower. We were standing in a field of hundreds earlier. We can easily go back and get more. Curious.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tails. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T.
They can grow there, they can grow anywhere.
When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
In the DLC, maybe. Another curio. Ooh. That's significant. That is very significant. 6 seconds is a lot. Doesn't sound like much, but when you're combining it with all the staggers and lining up lightning rod and everything else, that could be good. Alright, do we have a quest in our chambers? We do not. Let's pick up Joshua. And Best Boy.
Ah, Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will, or something akin to it.
His will? How and where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me?
Absolutely. We're going to go there anyway.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I'm ready to leave when you are.
Hopefully it says, don't give anything to my wife, she was a fucking bitch. What on earth will be in the will? I hope it doesn't say give the dog to Joshua or someone. Because I don't know if I could be, don't know if I could bear that. Let me pick up one more quest here. Then we're going to go down to Randalar. And also down to Table. I think we'll do you first, Doris.
Sid, do you have a moment?
Is this about your former master?
It's my old master.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them.
There we go.
Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
They'll be long dead by now. But we'll go there together anyway.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis.
Yep, I've seen it.
We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Yeah, we'll do that one first. Chadwick is a little bit too close to Chadley for my liking. And we're not talking to her and teleporting, we actually have to go there. Before we do, however... what have we got? One more. Garnic... oh, we were there. The Wailing Banshee. Okay, let's knock that one off first. And then we can teleport to Balmung Dark. Get that one done, and then we'll go down to Dhalmekia. Here.
girl?
It's most likely in exactly the same location that we fought the Executor's lackeys.
Have care.
Joshua's with us. Yeah, it's most likely right here. Yep, we're being dismounted. No, we're being dismounted because we're entering a village. But hopefully we're about to get attacked by a wailing banshee. Gizmaluck. I apologise if that's not how you pronounce your name, but you're about to die, so it doesn't matter.
Madness lives on.
This is related to the side quests we knocked off. I see, so doing the side quest is going to unlock the other marks. Good to know. Okay. Terrible move. I don't actually have much useful in my box of tricks here. Getting fucked up. Getting fucked up. Alright, let's get airborne. Alright, pull you down. Let's see if we can get the combo going. Please. There we go. We're not quite at stagger, but we're very close. Alright, let's do both of those, then Zantetsuken. Terrible move, Clive. Yeah, I'm not sold on my current loadout as far as stagger damage is concerned. In particular, I want to do something about Odin's skills. So right now, both of those are not really working out in my favour. I'll take a look immediately after this battle. Damn! I just got fucked up. Parry would have been very nice there. Close. Okay, there we go. Pull you down. Set up the lightning rod and the dancing steel. Bit late on that, but it's fine. I fire the wisps here. Hopefully the lightning rod just pushes you over the edge. It does. Awesome. Actually, I wasn't trying to do that. I thought I was out of darkness. And I'm getting fucked up. Holy shit. Alright, semi-prime time. I have no idea what the hell just happened there, but okay. Yeah, I actually got to dodge now because I'm in trouble. Can't see shit. Got a parry. No idea how I got that. Once again, the parry will always be a mystery to me. Alright, let's set this up. That's terrible. That's not in range. Never mind. We'll just fire this and hope for the best. No! There we go. Oh, that was a mess. Absolute mess. Dark Steel? Oh, that dramatic pause. A clouded eye. I've got no idea what I need you for.
Rest in peace.
So it's implied that maybe that was one of the bearers, perhaps. I'm out of potions. Literally out of potions. Let's go here, but first thing I'm going to do is look at my skills, because I'm not happy with what I've got assigned to Odin. I'm just not. What I've got on Garuda is good enough, I think. To build the Zantet, and then we just cash it out. I mean, Gungnir is helpful at building it back up, but it's a risk. I haven't tried this yet. Let me try it out. I mean, I don't think I'll find any real use for it because... Well, no, I won't, because... What have I got? I've got Lightning Rod. I've got Dancing Steel. I can't think where I would use that. During an ability, I can't think where I would use that thing. If I'm using it during an ability, it's because I screwed up and I need to abort the ability right now. If I'm doing it during a combo, I could definitely see a way that maybe you could use that to improve DPS or something, but I don't see it just yet. So you know what? I think I'll pass on both of these. What would be useful to add to the repertoire here? I haven't tried Earthen Fury. Let's try that out. That's an ultimate. That will do a lot of damage. I've still got points in that thing. That thing is terrible. That thing gives me something like 500 HP back. It is ridiculous. I was leaning towards Giga Flare, but that's going to cost too much, I think. Which is this one going to cost? Not quite. Can I refund anything here? Oh, I've still got Pile Drive mastered. Damn, okay. Alright. Haven't used Earthen Fury yet. Let's try those. So these are good against mobs. Zantet is good against mobs. Lightning Rod and the ultimates and Ignition along with Lightning Rod are what I'm going to be using against staggered enemies.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
I thought we were traveling together, Clive. And once again, I can feel the frame rate chugging here. You're taking no damage. There we go. I don't like one of those two ultimates. I'm thinking maybe swap it out with Judgment Bolt. I get the combo going. cannot get the magic burst combo going for whatever reason. Just getting the timing all wrong tonight. Alright, come here. Also, I've spoken at length about magic abilities and their elements. Like, for example, I've got fire here and Thera here, and how that's not doing terribly much. I did have a look at the tutorials last night very briefly, and I did see something about iconic breakthroughs or iconic weaknesses, something like that. And it sort of implied that I could use certain elements against certain enemies to do additional damage. I wonder if, for example, Diamond Dust would have actually worked against that bomb. Whether I get a bonus for that or not.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran.
Excellent.
If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet, but let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
I love Akashic. They give me experience points.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life.
There's signs of life right here, hey Tool?
After it!
The best boy, really. Which one am I going? And now I'm having no problems getting the combo going. Curious. Right, we won't go upstairs just yet. Doris is looking up there. Hey, fellas. Let's get to come closer, please, so I can do this. Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployments. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. I can't read. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bearer captors be employed, of course, in order to draw enemy focus, and the beast then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluda lives. You're literally setting the bearers in as a distraction, and then the beast just kills everyone. Lovely.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
It's actually quite comical in parts. War law. War dank law. Kuza beast feeding. Recent supply shortages. Oh, God. Yeah, I know where this is going. Left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight it beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bearers may even be its preferred source of sustenance. Come on, game. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
Repurposed as required. Was Barnabas also in charge of this place? Because this is comic book stuff, honestly. Was this a note attached to the door, or do I actually have to pass through here? I have to pass through.
Locked up tight.
Okay, so we are going upstairs. No, I missed that. Apologies. Writs of designation. Kingdom of Wailude hereby designates this facility a prison for the detainment of bearers both foreign and domestic. Purpose of this facility is to rear and train a cruiser beast, only one, for deployments in the field. Aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, which is why we're writing it down on a scroll like this. Any mention thereof is to be punishable by... I did. Captive bearers have been provided solely for the perusal of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled. Nothing but a caching down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go see how Doris is getting on.
Yeah, it says join her on the second floor, so now we need to go up these stairs. Wrong icon. What have we here? Just a whole bunch of rubbish.
This one.
Damn, dude. I actually thought I took out the spellcaster first. Also, I need to heal very shortly. Alright, nowhere to go about this cell.
No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
We know where that goes.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Is she gonna get eaten by this thing? Also, we're totally gonna fight this thing very shortly, and I'm probably gonna get effed up at my current HP level. I have no potions. I only got high potions. Been playing Alan Wake, which is why I'm getting that combination wrong. And by combination, I mean single button press.
Find down here.
We've lost one jailer's key, implying that there are multiple. We can go out into the center. Crafting material, not sure what for.
A survivor. And she sounds close.
I'll check you out in a moment, ma'am. I just need to see if this is a potion. It is not.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them.
It's alright. I murdered them.
Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too.
That's a hell of a coincidence.
Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
That I can do. Oh!
You're safe.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Is that a behemoth variant? Either way, we'll be testing out our new ultimates very shortly, I think. It actually qualifies as a mark. Wow. Not an S rank though.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Also need some health, so that's why I've gone into semi-prime here. Let's drop that. I'm feeling confident about dropping that. Okay, half stagger. Pull him down. Dancing steel. Let's go for the Zantet straight away, and I'll blow my ultimates when he hits stagger. Not great. He moved. Yeah, that's a behemoth. 20%. Oh, not good, not good. That's house swipe. Ooh. I need to heal.
Nice try.
Jesus. Jesus! I think I'm actually dodging that stuff, but I'm just getting the dodges all wrong. Okay. Let's go. Start by putting that down. Ignition. Fire small smiths.
It's over.
Holy fuck! I should be using the ultimates more often, clearly. 100,000 damage. And I wasn't even trying. Joshua was with us, though. Damn, son. Behemoth Shackle, used in crafting. Not sure what for. And we're very close to level 48, I think. So can we rip open your belly and pull the bearers out?
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
What about the girl?
I'm fine. I think.
Half expecting to see Chadwick standing behind you.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
It's a fool's errand to think that he would still be alive. But it was a fool's errand, or surprising to see that anyone survived.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
I do mind. We've got other side quests to do.
You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles.
Who's Haida Marie?
And the curse breakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Yeah, some of these people have interesting stories. Not to sound completely disrespectful, Doris is not one of them. Alright, level up. 48. Yeah, I've just equipped that because I wasn't... It's a solid builder, but the thing is it's not applying hit stun to enemies, so it's not actually that useful. Alright, before I go to Randalar, firstly, we don't have anything new in the chambers. Secondly, let me grab that quest. Thirdly, Nectar. Yep, the Kuza Beast is there. That wasn't there before. Where's something... An unknown S. Waluda army captured such beasts, trained them to serve. Turn to Kashik, blah blah blah. Doesn't say where. It just mentions the Waluda army, so I'm assuming it's on Walud somewhere. Let's pick up this quest.
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav.
Shouldn't Gav be doing this then?
Since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test then?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
Northreach.
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Let's go down south first. Get those two quests done, then we'll go to Northreach because we've got to do this one.
I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
And we can also do under new management, or... No, it wasn't under new management, it was something else. There's a side quest involving the dame here. I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, it is under new management. I thought that was Martha's Rest thing. Whatever. Let's go to Tabor first. And get that one done. There's also another side quest I can pick up here. And honestly, even though I've got 3 active at the moment, I'm thinking I'll just do it. Wait. I was confused as to why the exclamation point was showing up here. Yeah, there's a side quest that I can pick up here. They're both right next to each other, in fact.
The bearer of the burning quill is within, my lord.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father.
How many survey teams had to die for it?
I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
My beloved sons, I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with all Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way, it shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you. Your father.
An inheritance?
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
Oof.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Jill?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering his Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Yotei's at the hideaway though. I can't think who this will be. Archduke Elwyn's aide.
My lord, Your Grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields.
I can't remember if we saw her in the intro or
Your
not.
father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these, works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
It doesn't matter that they're not complete.
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Maybe it's our will.
Much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
Okay, never mind. We're doing it now.
Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins.
Oh, for God.
You do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
Way to ruin the moment.
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua? What else?
I find that whole thing very funny. Having this emotional conversation about our father's will and whatnot. Like, literally with respect to freeing the bearers and... Yes, I know where Titan's Wake is. It's fine.
Be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
And the whole emotional, oh, these things are incomplete, but you know what, we'll take them anyway. That's what our father would have wanted, blah, blah, blah. And then it transitions into, oh, we just needed to murder a beast and grab the loot.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment...
I find that very funny.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes.
Oh boy.
I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both.
They're all dead.
Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
Fine, we'll help them again.
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord.
I think that's the locked off area.
With my hopes. And may the Firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Do any other quests around here first, and then go over to Waloed, but I reckon... I haven't heard Mickleburg before, so I'm assuming it is that locked off area.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the Third Chair first, shall we?
Yeah, we'll worry about murdering the other people later.
Welcome, welcome.
Alright, let me just do that before I forget.
A fine choice.
Is it where I think it is? That's looking promising. Yep. That is now opened up. Cool. Where are we going in the meantime? As Just wondering where that thing was. Let's teleport here and go south. Then we'll head to Titan's Wake, slay the Griffin, and then do the other quest. Still haven't spoken to Lubor yet.
Do you see that too? Ambrosia won't help me here.
Papa?
What is it? Please.
Damn.
Just make it stop. Make it stop.
Funny it wasn't so cloudy. Wonder if we can see it from Rosaria and Ash and Sambrek. I'm sure we can. It's really cool, actually. Come on.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
Ah, come on. Be brave, Ambrosia. You'll be fine.
It can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Nothing says like reuniting and unifying the armies like slaughtering the first group of people that we meet. Didn't actually kill them. Damn, that dude's doing a lot of curing. Right, well, not anymore, he's not. Holy shit, that thing's getting him airborne. Who's left? Just you, sir. How are you doing? Apart from dying. Right. Terrible aiming, but it's fine. Oh, we got a chest there. Yeah, I can see he was guarding there, and charge attacks will get me through the guard.
A little longer than I'd have liked.
Did I pass the test? Do you like my negotiation skills, my leadership?
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together, even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw.
It's an inherited title, dude.
I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dhalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
Sambrek.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so?
Please don't suggest your uncle.
And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
Can't think who else he's referring to. Maybe Yosso?
Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Wait, so in order to get that side quest, or this one here, we would have had to do the other side quest first. Otherwise, Quentin would not be available. Quentin, of course, being the proprietor of the Hanged Man over at Lostwing. We'll follow that one up later. For now, we need to kill a griffin. Yeah, we're not much of a talker. We're more of a killer. Murderer. That's how our particular skill set works.
Joshua.
God, I find it so funny that we were having that emotional conversation and then it devolved into, yep, you need to murder a griffin.
There it is.
The House Rossfield.
Can't see shit. Alright. Ooh! Nice. Lovely miss. Pull you down. Set up the lightning rod. Dancing steel. Oh, it's not quite in good position there. It's fine. It's still building, it's fine. I think I'll fire it. Alright, let's stagger him. Let's dodge that again. It's like a miniature version of the tornado from Garuda. So if this were a proper Final Fantasy game, and I say that with my tongue firmly in my cheek, Titan would be good to use here, simply because that's Inkslayer. Oh shit. Wow. I was in midair, dude. That shouldn't have hit me. Alright. Let's go. That's how much damage this really does. Joshua just frozen in time there. I won't get the Zan's head off, but that's fine. How much did that do? Okay, so I've got no idea what happened against the Cruiser Beast. Don't know why we did so much damage there. Oh, hold still. Ah, shit. Lost my ignition. You're dead. I have no idea how we did 110,000 against the Cruiser Beast. The only thing I did slightly differently there, is that I put down the lightning rod a little bit earlier against the Cruiser Beast. But yeah, that was a Dancing Steel as well. We didn't hit the Zantetsuken, but we didn't against the Cruiser Beast either. Something akin to the Crystal's Curse, flesh slowly turning to stone over a lifetime of channeling ether. Effect is far more gradual. Limited to a sac around their hearts, kind of like a fat band. The slower process of petrification resulting in the formation of a gemstone of rare beauty.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
We literally murdered this thing and ripped out its heart. So yeah, apparently that thing was very powerful, very dangerous. Daddy had been tracking that, or the Undying perhaps had been tracking that for most of their lives, and we just walked in and murdered it within about 2 minutes. Good stuff.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Is it actually a Heartstone? We picked up 2 of them? Really? Yeah, makes sense. Two armbands, 2 hearts.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame.
That's
It's
a nod.
just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace.
We Chrono Cross now.
Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly.
Who?
If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith.
I assume lapidary means jeweler.
The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all.
Looked it up. That is indeed a real
Heartstone
word.
is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own.
Because she's a
Even if the
bitch.
armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray
And
us.
you didn't warn us?
I tried to warn your father, but it was too late.
Okay, never mind.
When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
We have to exit. We can't teleport out. We have a cutscene. I assume that thing is a curio. So much shit here. No, it doesn't have a treasure chest icon. Is it actually something I can equip? I can find it. Where is it? Gear and icons. It is. And it's better than what I'm using. Alright, let's equip that until we get Ouroboros or whatever it is. Heck, it might even be better than Ouroboros.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff?
There's a memorial
Let him
there?
see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Should we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
There is another possibility here.
Thank you, Cyril.
Torgal may have picked it up and taken it to the treehouse.
Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Yep, no hesitation. Nope. I thought Joshua was about to say something. I didn't realize that there was any kind of memorial up here.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Dude, we fucked up Bahamut as a freak risen.
Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's over there, okay. Yeah, we can save the world. Check. Overcome our political opponents? Maybe. Possibly. But I'll say check. Understanding what the fuck is going on with Ultima and the story in general? No chance.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
You were like 9 years old at the time, dude.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
Wish I could read that.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us. As we follow in your footsteps.
Are we actually going to wear it and dent it and rust it? Or are we just going to put it in our chambers? Of course. Mind you, if he felt that, then Joshua could feel it as well, surely.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then?
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Not yet, fellas. There's a whole bunch of other side quests and marks that need hunting down. Rusted Battle Helm. It's rusted. We can't wear that thing. Oh! Okay, so clearly Origin is endgame. Wow. I'm glad I did that side quest. Lovely view. We can just make out some... I don't know what town that is. want to say Port Isolde, but I don't think that's the name of the town. That's just the name of this area here. Can't remember what that town is called beyond the Rose Gate. But there's that town over there near Lazarus. Duchy's over there. That thing's over there. Gorgeous view. Beautiful. Alright. What are we doing next? I can see that I'm not going to get this all done today, unfortunately. What I might do to finish is I might get Lubor's quest done. Wait, which one have we got here? Oh, balls. Let's get Lubor's quest done. Then we'll go back into there and just have a read of things, and then we'll call it. I'll take a look at the remaining quests in San Barek and Waloed tomorrow night or on Friday, or the next stream, whenever it comes up, in addition to trying to hunt down any marks that have appeared. We know there's one in Waloed, but I've got a feeling that more are going to turn up as a result of these side quests.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers?
Right, so Luber's story is that people figured out he was a bearer. We then went on a mission to try and change the town's hearts and minds by speaking to a total of 2 people. That didn't work, and we realized it would be centuries before the problem would get fixed. How about now, Luber?
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, 2, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The hideaway.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
It won't have any emotional impact on them whatsoever.
I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
And what do you want me to do about it? I'm a bearer. Leave me be.
Every last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
We'll do this, but the change of plan later on will involve me just murdering the Horde. Alright, back into the inn.
Listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
Know your place, bearer. How long do we have?
Why do they always have to rush?
Where these two are just still awkwardly standing in front of each other.
That's...
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
Can we just dispense with that already?
Important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
Gosh.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that.
Lubor didn't give us
Now
the
be
news.
off with you.
He was a messenger. Unless they're in cahoots.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Furder.
I don't remember further, unless maybe it's one of the traders.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted. The bloody fools. Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
Is he about to get lynched? I'll take that as a yes.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
It's you who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on, Barra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Go.
Come on, then.
Go on.
Just go.
Lubor.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him!
Oh, you done fucked up now, fellas.
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
It sounds rehearsed.
Lubor, we have heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine.
Gather round if you don't want to die.
And that's how easy it is to solve problems like that, kids. Just bring in a bunch of children with a well-worded arguments and the adults can't do anything about it.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy.
North.
The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
We murdered a few footpads there.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. And they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
I assume we're going to go north, murder some fools up there, come back, and then murder some fools outside the gates. Sounds simple enough.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
Okay, can we teleport there? We can. This place used to be deserted, and then there were a bunch of footpads there, some of whom we murdered. And now we're going to find a bunch of Akashic creatures.
The flood. But what's waiting for us inside?
So this is curious. Joshua's with us now, so I assume he's going to comment on everything that's going on here. We could arrive here without Joshua, is what I'm trying to say.
Can't leave a single one alive.
Hey, fellas. Just trying to murder 3 simultaneously with that, because I know that is a trophy. I didn't get it that time, so I'm going to have to wait a while for the next charge. Okay, we have a gentleman. A gentleman that's firing a laser. Holy shit. Thought I had that dodged. Alright, let's pull you down. Get the combo going. That is going to be a stagger, and I think I'll just do a Zantet on you and move on with life. I might blow my ultimates here. Come on. 5. I think I will do this just to get some health back. Oh no, you don't.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
Very nice.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalimil.
We?
Allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are truly sorry.
There's more to this, you
we only hope
fuckwits.
that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
And what of your attitude towards
You
bearers in
do
general?
remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character.
Terrible way
It
of
is a
wording that.
stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start.
That's fair.
Unity is the key to defending Dalimil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil.
Yep.
Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
You can't just...
we failed to do, and came so close to losing.
You can't just look at Lubor and go, "Oh, you're a good
To
bearer."
your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat?
No. Leave that one on your head, please. Oh, God. Phew.
How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalimil in disgrace. And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Yep, nothing like a good crisis to bring people together and force people to take perspective in what really matters.
Lubo, about the children.
Yeah, I'm leaving the children here.
Fear not, you are of course relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalimil.
I'll do my best. Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
Well, that's one town, hopefully, where bearers will be treated a little bit better than, you know, the rest of the world. And I assume that is the end of his story. Breath of Light. That is the fire attack. Definitely don't want that one. No, that's Impulse. Never mind. It could be useful, perhaps, along with Lightning Rod. Alright, so the remaining points. We've got one at the Hideaway, which I believe is in our chambers. Everywhere else at the moment is in Northreach or Waloed. I suspect once we've done all 4 of those quests, something else is going to pop up. I mean, there's at least one more mark that we have to find and hunt down in Waloed. I suspect something else is going to come up before we go over to Origin. Just want to take a very quick look at this if I can. What's the number?
How may I help you today, Clive?
2850, so that's what, 135 remaining.
All done?
It doesn't tell me how much renown I'm going to get for them. But I think there's at least 50 for this one. 55. There's, I think, 2 more hunts after this. I think I read somewhere there were 32 hunts. So at 135 take 55 is 80. And then the side quests, yeah, there's got to be more than 2,800 and whatever renown. Maybe it caps at 3,000. Right, to finish today, I'm just going to go in and have a look at the curios and finish at tomes again, because I would like to, if I get time tomorrow night, have a read through those. But I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow night because I'm actually out tomorrow night. I'm not going to read these, I just want to see how many quests are here. 1 or 2. Just the one, and it's about Jill. What have we picked up today? We're missing 6 items. The Briar's Kiss signboard, we just got that from Luba. The emblem of the Briar's Kiss, the finest forge in Dalamil, run by its puckish and precocious young forge master Luba. He inherited both his forge and the role of Desert Hare from his predecessor, the original Rosina Dalamil. Though the mayoralty, I don't know how to pronounce that word, of Dalamil, he won entirely by his own merits. Yeah, he was a decent person in the end. Archduke Elwin's helm, worn in his victorious campaign to quell the Northern Uprising and later laid to rest upon his memorial stone, now sleeps in Clive's chambers, a constant reminder of the bravery and selflessness of the man in whose footsteps he and his brother mean to follow. Mid's dangerous dream of flight, immortalised in miniature. Though the experiment ended in failure, Mid has allowed Clive to keep hold of the model so that once her renown has grown, he might sell the piece for an exorbitant amount of gil. Yeah, it's a pretty cool model. The way Mid twisted the top propeller there and everything else moved. Really cool. Oops. Lawsman Harpocrates' best-loved writing implements, whose ink has penned many a learned tome. It is said that the long quills of the stylus become imbued with the wishes it hears over its long lifetime, the words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So should the day come that Clive puts down his sword and picks up the pen, that's never going to happen, he shall not find his one and only insurmountable enemy in writer's block. Curious. Scholar's bonus. Vivian Ninetail's academic cap, awarded to her upon her graduation from the University of Canva. Now Vivian shares her learning with Clive, the gift of the bonnet serving as a pledge that so long as they remain together, her knowledge shall be as much his as it is her own. And the final thing was the charred sparring sword. Clive's old sparring sword, salvaged by Torgal in the aftermath of the Ironblood invasion and hidden at Clive's original hideaway, the Rookery. The Ironblood invasion? Really? I question that. I thought that the events of Phoenix Gate, they were the Imperials, not Ironblood. Have I got that wrong? Not sure. It is a reminder of who Clive once was and who he has become, as well as of the unbreakable bond between lifelong friends. Torgal is the best boy. Alright. We did not get all the side quests done. I tried. But I need to call it there. So next time, maybe tomorrow or the night after, I'll be coming back and knocking off these side quests and hopefully tracking down that mark in Waloed. And yeah, next time I definitely won't be looking at Origin. That'll be on the stream afterwards, I think.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them.
And I definitely need to talk to everyone about their subjects, like Dion and Ultima and Origin, whatever else.
Shall we consider today?
No, okay, so whoever it was, I don't remember his name, that we were talking to for one of the side quests, who introduced himself. Herman, I think it was. I thought that might have been one of the names up here, but it's totally not. Do I even see his name here? Scanning their names. Looking for something that starts with a H. No, don't see it. She is clearly going to spend, or she is going to play a vital part in the endgame. I can see that. There's no reason for her to be introduced in the cutscene 5 years later and then just appearing at random places all throughout. She's going to appear at the very end, surely. Yeah, I don't see this dude's name here. Meh. The best area is done. Lay of the land is almost done. Ah, that's going to turn up when we go to Mickelberg or whatever it's called. Not sure about those two. Those two might actually be for leveling up tomes to level 8 perhaps. Best area is done, and Mysteries of the Realm is almost done as well. Speaking of, one last thing before I call it quits.
The shelves.
I still don't know what the hell this thing is. That. It's like one of these, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's got the same icon as that. I don't know what it is, whether it's like a challenge mode or something. We approached it earlier and it said it was inactive, and I don't believe I've seen one elsewhere in any of the other maps. It's just that one. I don't think it's one of these things where if I get close to them it'll appear on the map. I think it was just there from the start. Alright, that will do it for this stream, but next time, hopefully after I've had a chat to Tomes, we'll knock off the rest of these side quests and maybe hunt down that Mark in Waloed.